Hey, man, how's it going?
Doing great.
Obviously, you've been waiting for this opportunity that you now have in this camp for a long time. And can you just talk a little bit about it finally coming and you finally being healthy enough to embrace the opportunity and let your skills show?
Yeah, man, I'm getting back to doing what I love to do. Obviously, it's hard being tough. It's hard being away from the game for a year and a half. But for me, I use that year and a half to prepare mentally. Obviously, physically, I had a rehab, which is more important. But mentally, I think I gained some upside in my game, which will allow me to excel this year. And that's one thing I learned, man. You got to be able to take the bad with the good and persevere through any obstacles that life throws at you. And my 2 injuries were a perfect example of that. And now I'm just ready to perform, which is why the Redskins drafted me.
Keenan, just wanted to follow up on something we were talking about the other day. You mentioned that first day in pads on Monday. Just putting on those pads for the first time. What were you thinking as you were going through that process from just putting everything on and then starting to walk out to the field?
It was almost like Christmas again for me, man. Like I said, the last time I put on pads was Thanksgiving game, my rookie year, and that was against Dallas. And it's been a long time coming for me. And obviously it's one thing to run around out here in shorts and helmet, but put them pads on, that's what football's all about, For a linebacker, being physical is very important, and that's what you want to see out of linebackers. And for me, the coaches obviously still want to see how I'm going to react in those situations. And as we get into tackling and do things like that, I can just further show to them that, I'm back and I'm healthy and I'm ready to go.
Do you remember slipping, the shoulder pads on and thinking, like, holy cow, this is happening or anything of the sort?
I don't think I didn't have a surreal moment like that until we were on the field. Once I was slipping on, just like everyday, business. But once I got on the field, started hitting, I was like, okay, now I'm getting back to my old ways, man.
Keenan over here. Did the doctor say anything about the odds of tearing one pec and then the other, and what future-wise, is there any issues?
He didn't. I mean, once you rehab and heal him up to how I healed him up, which is I did a very good job on the first side. I tore the other side. It'd be different if I tore this side twice. He said it shouldn't happen again, but, injuries happen in football, and it's a very physical game, and hopefully I don't have an issue with neither one of them ever again.
Back here, Keenan.
There at all? I mean, in terms of tackling and that kind of thing, making sure that you don't think about it when you're doing those things.
It's still in the back of my mind, but as we've been hitting and doing stuff like that, I don't have any issues. I don't feel anything, so I'm learning to trust my body more, and I'm feeling more comfortable with tackling and being out of position to where I have to reach and make plays. But like I said, once we get into preseason games and everything's full go, I'll even build that confidence even further.
Hey, Keenan, right back here. Who leads in that linebacking core?
For me and Perry for the inside is me and Perry. I mean, we are the 2 guys that kind of been there the longest. Obviously, we brought in some veteran guys from other teams, but for me and Perry, we've been there the longest, and we're both, kind of leaders right now.
Okay, sorry. Is the chance to practice against the Patriots, you think, going to bring out anything different in you, little or big, that these regular practices have not?
I think it brings out more competition, obviously, for the defensive side of the ball. It's one thing to go against our guys every day, but when we go into other players, we kind of take pride, and we want to show that, we're more physical, the team that we're practicing against, which will be the Patriots. And we want to show that, when the Thursday comes, next Thursday when we play them, that, this is what you're going to get in practice, this is what you're going to get in the game. And we want to be able to show that we can be a dominant defense and be physical and tough at the same time.
Big week for you out in pads and whatnot. So how is it adjusting with the terminology, being out there with the guys, just telling them where to go? What is that like?
Man, it's lovely because when I was drafted, Haz was here. And when I got hurt, Haz stuck with me by the whole time while I was, coming back from my injury. So I'm loving it that the fact that we had the same defense that we had my rookie year. So I never really lost a step. It'd be different if I had to come here and come off an injury, learn a new defense, but I didn't. So everything that I learned my rookie year, it still applies now. So basically just recalling all the old stuff and just adjusting a few things here and there. But for me, it's not that bad. It's not that difficult. It wasn't difficult as I thought it was going to be. Everything's came back to me as soon as we got back to the field and OTAs and, preseason camp. And I think I'm doing pretty well. And as far as the play calling roles go, it's just something that somebody has to do. It could have been me or Perry, but since I'm the mic, the duty falls on my shoulders. And I'm loving it right now.
People in Richmond look forward to Fan Appreciation Day. It's kind of a big deal around here. And what does a fan got to do to get your autograph, sir?
You said what, sir? Say that again.
What does a fan have to do to get your autograph?
I mean, they had to just come to practice. I mean, I'm going to try to sign as many autographs every day as I can until it's time for me to go, until they pull me aside. So just show up to practice.
Keenan, it's your first press conference here. The role that Fletcher had for so long was of a leader, and you know all the leadership aspects of that. Are you ready for this attention that this is going to bring upon you as being the Mike linebacker, being basically the leader of this defense?
I don't know if you're ever truly ready, but it's something that, I'll embrace as the season and as preseason camp, progresses. Something that, I'm definitely embracing because it's my duty. And when everybody says middle linebacker, think of leader of the team, vocal leader, physical leader, on the field leader. And so something that I had to do and make sure that I'm fulfilling my role as a middle linebacker.
Hey, Keenan, you had to, in the back, Perry Riley had to bide his time before jumping into the starting role, and you've kind of had to do the same thing. What have you learned about the process, about what it's taken to become a starter from him?
Basically, the first thing is the coaches will not let you on the field unless you know what you're doing. So that's the first thing. No matter all your physical talent, you can have all that, but mentally, if you're not prepared, if you don't know the plays, if you don't know what you're doing in every situation, the coaches will not trust you on the field. So for me, like I said, it helped having the same defense that I had my rookie year and last year when I was hurt, because now I'm just recalling everything, and the coaches can trust me because they know I played a little bit my rookie year, and it's the same defense, so they know that I know everything and that they can rely on me.
Keenan, you and I both spoke about the fact that you're not really replacing London. It's just as Keenan Robinson in the spot. But with that said, London was smaller, sometimes struggled covering tight ends. Is that something that you expect with your size that they're going to ask you to do more of?
Yeah, I mean, right now, so far, they've asked me, cover Jordan Reed one-on-one, cover the bigger, tight end guys that we have like Logan, and that's something that I think I can excel in just because, guy may be 6'3", 240 pounds, and that's just something that I can use to my advantage. Obviously I can body receiver or tight ends up better. I can run with them as well. So I think that's something that they'll ask me to do, and I think I can excel at that. No problem.